Hello there, my friends. I'm Kate in the nest, and I'm very excited about this session. I want to say that I'm glad of your company, and I hope you have realized, perhaps more than me, what the date is. So it is indeed the 1st of October, and September flew by so fast. Then I have to admit that I haven't done a really good job with my September kin birds. However, we're just going to keep ploughing ahead, and it is indeed time to announce the October prompt. So we're in season 2. We have in this session of season of the year, we've been talking about bowerbirds and nests, of which I have multiple. And I've said bowerbirds, but birds in general. So I did notice on the Facebook group that people were excited, and I suddenly went, "Oh my gosh! I don't think my original idea is something that will thrill us or keep us going." So it's a big hint in front of me here, and actually here's another big hint as well. I looked up October. I hope I've said welcome already, because you know me in these videos. I get a little carried away. So this is about setting up October. I thought about doing week by week. But I just think I'll tell you about it. Okay, so I am obviously a person that has to be in tune with my senses and my colors, and I change constantly. So today, and yes, let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday, I did some wool dyeing, and this is my favorite. Um, I don't what do you call these big things? Um, anyway, I haven't scanned it up. So we're going to be stitching with this at my workshops in Melbourne, along with a whole lot of other colours. And I, of course, we're going to use it. So it's 4-ply silk and merino, mostly merino. And you know me, the variegations are in there. So that was a favourite moment. And then I've been literally picking things off the floor. There was that, and there was this little piece. They're all favourite things of mine to use, the needlepoint. Then I've, of course, got this in my Quilters Workbook kit. So I was thinking, where am I going, Kate? I had a plan, and now the plan is shifting. So without ado, I looked up October, the meaning of it, and what it stands for. And it obviously is standing for octo in Latin, which is 8, because it used to be the 8th month of the year. But most of all, it is associated with transformation. So we've been going through that, haven't we? Here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are in spring, and in the North, you are in autumn or fall. So transformation, and that sparks even more creativity. So it's going to be an original idea. It's going to be all about alliteration, which I love, by the way. So it's going to be October original. And you can do it any size in any shape, but we are going to create a piece of art, because that's what I feel we are. And it's going to be slow stitched art, and you can turn it into a bag, a pouch, a nest, a wearable, whatever you like. But we're going to start from scratch and see it as artistic expression. So textile collage, and in terms of October, so it's going to be our October original, and we are going to look at things and colours that start with O. So, drum roll, what colour jumps to your mind when you think of O? Well, mine jumps to orange, and you may not like orange, so I'm going to free you from that from the start. But maybe just a hint of orange somewhere in your piece. And it also stands for olive. So I thought those of you who like the greens might like to explore a different palette. And of course, always our colours for me of springtime are in these hues. And I realised that in autumn, it's also the oranges, but they're throwing to like the rusts and the burnt siennas. So there you are, two palettes that you might like to explore. In here, oh, that's right, I also found my O from Joy. Do you remember me doing that? And I thought, actually, as well as an O, it's could be an oval shape. So that's going to inspire my big work. So I'm going to, where will I start? Because you can hear I'm brimming with ideas. Okay, I've got two nests to show you, but will I go straight to the bit? Yeah. So my piece is going to be something that I can hang on the wall and celebrate. So either we've got Thanksgiving next month, which I'm always very grateful and always want to celebrate with, with decor. So I have cut myself a large piece of blanket in the shape of an oval. Now, how did I know to get that oval shape? Isn't it a beautiful blanket? Did you notice that it's got orange, pink, and green? So I was trying to, and rust. So whichever way you might want to go, or you might hate those colours. Do it in blue or red or your French general material, whatever you like. But just make. So I was inspired to do an oval this shape by the other thing I want us to look at. An original piece of linen. So this doily, or would it be called a runner? I imagine it used to sit like this. So we have daffodils, which also represent spring for me. We're in the Highlands here of New South Wales, so it's tulip festival. So tulips are out as well, daffodils and jonquils and all of those. So this was the original piece, and I was going through my linens and doilies to get ready for my upcoming workshops, and I looked at this piece and loved it, but I thought it is, can you see that big stain? It's really been loved and watermarked, and I thought I could cut it, but then one person would only get one daffodil. Then I'd have to cut it 2 days. Anyway, I thought, no, she needs to stay together. So, therefore, she is going to hang like this, or this, but my heart is saying this, because the eye, I love that swirl up there. And she's going to become the basis of my textile collage. So it's on an original piece of handiwork. So in terms of what you might be thinking about, sorry, I had to zip over because I've got things everywhere. If you don't want to do a large work, these are some of my collection. There is a piece of art waiting to be honoured. So this could become your the basis. What a beautiful size that is. And I am going to add some things to this spare space. You might like just to blanket stitch and embellish and back and frame. So who knows? Maybe you won't like doing this one at all and you're too busy. So you could just leave it and watch how I go. So little doilies would work. Look at that little tiny one. So you might have a little piece like that's got daffodils all over it. Love that. Look at that one. Okay, you don't need to go through all my doilies, but what I'm trying to say is mine's a big one. You mightn't be up for that size, and you might think, Kate, I'll never use that. Well, take a little oval or one of your letters and embellish in a different way, and then that can go on a bag or a pouch or on the sleeve, whatever you like. So really it's open. You know me, I don't like to give you too many rules. So I have stitched this on. It's really tacking, isn't it? With small stitches through the, oh, I forgot to tell you about my hands. The residual effect of doing this without gloves is that your hands change colour. I'd already put my hands in before I remembered thinking of gloves. And yeah, different, hey? Okay, sorry. Now I've been distracted by myself. Okay, I'll show you some of the things that I have gathered so far. So that won't go on there, but that's the O and the certainly I like the idea of, you've seen me use these pieces previously. I won't start cutting straight away. So something like that. I have got that piece and she might end up being heroed up there. Remembering we don't cover the original. This is my rule. This is what I do when I make my big flower to flower. I don't cover the original, but we grow the garden. So I've also got this piece that I showed you before. My instinct will be to not use the blue part. So our palette is going to be yellows and oranges. So I suppose for me, it's about orange, but not a nasty orange, because orange can be used in all sorts of different ways. So this, because I don't know where everything's going to go, I'll just do them separately. This is that beautiful braid given to me by Kristen that's on the handle of my sewing basket, and which I love. I thought about doing another one of those, but I haven't got a basket, so that'll be another time. But look at that. So is it spring I'm talking about? It's, you know, it's October. Oh, it's sunny. Oh, it's changing. Oh, it's beautiful. And oh, what about optimism? Yeah, let's be optimistic. Okay, so I've got that. I've also got this piece of cross stitch, which again is delicate and has these lovely almost olive leaves, and then yeah, just love it. So in this case I will do a little harvest because it's already been harvested, and this is a separate flower, and we'll do that first, because sometimes to unite your piece, if you cut several pieces from the same, it leads to that sense of continuity. So it's lovely to talk to you again. I think I had a couple of days off from filming, not from life. We don't get to do that very often, do we? Needs a bit of an iron, but that's a beautiful shape. We'll see where that goes. Oh, also, in terms of the oval, I didn't have a shape. So I just followed the line of this, but left more space at the sides here. So I'm thinking, and this may not work out, that this will stay and then I'll extend out to there, and so that there'll be an edging. So I'm not confined only by the shape of the doily, but who knows? We will see. Okay, so I've shown you that, and we'll save this. Oh, I know where I've used this. I made a little heart with that other cross stitch. So probably what happens, and maybe I'm hoping that you do this, you watch this and either think yes or no, but also then go to your stash and go through your scraps. Can't get my words out. And you may find, I better just check that. Oh gosh, you haven't been seeing that, have you? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I have to get, scale. Apologies if that was all off alter here. I promise I'll stay in this area now. That's what happens when you make big works. All right, so that would go down there somewhere. What else have we got? Well, I'll keep that little scrap. Because the shape of that is beautiful. It goes in my scrap down there. I also found a few orange bits of crocheting. This one actually has, I don't know how you can see it, it's actually a full rose underneath. She's probably too big for this piece, but I love that colour. I've got some more other bits as well, but look at all your trims. You know me, it's thrifts, trims and treasures. Okay, get our little pile. Found this. It's been harvested off a bigger doily. I didn't do that, I think. I got it like that. And it's variegated. So again, and it's chunkier. And I know we've all got different collections, and many of you are just starting out, but basically anything thrifted will end up finding a home. So I'm just playing, so you've got some ideas. I've got this little napkin. I featured the whole big piece in my Still Life, Roxy's Creations Still Life. I love that project particularly. And I've just run out of time to do this project at the moment, but I was thinking again that that's another little piece, maybe a bit angular, but the binding and that sort of tells a story. And we'll see if there's a story that develops here. Okay, out of the nest this beautiful piece of linen. I think I got this from Deb at Doll's House Vintage in one of her beautiful kits. So that, so again, if you looked at this, it could be autumn or spring, but I love the idea of thread painting and harvesting that. Little bit of trim there. So it's sort of telling me that this won't be da-da, orange, flashing neon. Will be elegant. Speaking of which, that would be perfect for you up in the north now, wouldn't it? Look at those beautiful, I think they've got a name. Are they onions? Oh, there's another word starting with O. Onions. I think that's, someone again will be able to tell me more, but that's a vintage braid that I think I got from Zoe in a kit, but beautiful and textural. Wouldn't one of those make a beautiful haven't got something, not there. You know what I was going to say, a center of a flower. You could harvest some of those because some are missing. Beautiful. And this is a piece that I'm very excited about. This is a harvested doily. And look at that vase and those blossoms. That just sings to me, and I hope it is making you smile. Think of a big vase of gorgeous flowers as if it was in your room with you right now. And the absolute delicacy of that. And also there's this little stray. So if we played, well, let's just trim and look at the beautiful crochet trim in neutral colors. So we'll just get rid of this excess blank material. And I know many of you can't cut up doilies, so that I'm not asking that you do that if that's not something, but this was already harvested. She's going to be glorious. Again, instead of being in a drawer. I bought her in a shop. Okay, I don't know how, so hang on, before I move on, let's just treasure this a little bit. So beautiful to tear, and see that can go anywhere and join on. These pieces are really handy because it's just the natural connection there. So beautiful into my scraps basket, and let's look proportionally at this now. So I would very gently gee, that is, it's nearly, imagine how, if that becomes, oh, it's an oval. hope you have joy and fun like this. It's just being free. So she has to be straight. And this daffodil, if I was to do that, would be in the way, but it's going to be hard to actually fit that whole line on. So we could harvest in here. No stitch to be cut, Kate, in that tiny little space. I'll go up here. We'll see if I've got it right. Yep. So I left the green on there so that it can join, and we'll shape that now. Yeah, so sorry I'm not showing you all the birds. You'll see them pop up in projects. And talking of birds, I was going through, as my funny mind does, I was thinking, oh, what birds start with O? Can you guess? An owl. Or I could say an ostrich, but I think an owl also is a symbol of, well, I see always as wisdom, and always include an owl in my junk journals. So this probably will not stay like it is. Who knows? But this shape is starting to come together. So I'm just going to round that off. Needs to be a little bit trimmed. In the end, I'll stitch over these joins, but my eye at the moment just wants to keep playing. And this is what we'll be doing when I teach, is everyone will have their bits and we'll make gardens together, flower to flower. Okay. Where are we up to? We've seen that. So I'm not worrying about scale. Now, if you've got a small, look at this little one. You might even want to put some of your smaller pieces onto a larger work. That one is an oval. So limit yourself to how big or how small, how practical. But this one, I'm actually not saying it is something or other. It is a time of playing together. So have I covered everything? Number one, welcome to October. October, November, December. These 3 months are always, every month's exciting, but they are exciting for different reasons for all of us. So October, original, ovals, orange, owls, ostriches, oh, even an octopus. I don't think so. But I want you to play. And I like the word original because we can honour the original makers if you are going to use a doily. Have I forgotten anything? I will show you this one because I hope you can hear. I'm very excited. Oh, there we go. These leaves get tangled a little bit. So there we are. That's the start to textile collage for October. Ovals, O's, oranges, olives, anywhere that you want to go. But please join me and make some art together, because your work and your time is absolutely being involved in the art making process. So from now until next time, please take care, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.